It was the summer of 1999, the most difficult summer of her life. She was only 16, wearing a pure white dress with long flowing black hair, alone until she met her father. Gu Boyan stared at his youngest daughter's face for a long time. It had been so long since he'd seen her that even a man as cold and hardened as he was felt a wave of infinite sorrow and love for his little girl. He fumbled nervously, waving at a young man standing nearby. "Ye Cheng, take Gu Yan home to rest." "Yes, Uncle Gu." The young man, named Fang Ye Cheng, replied, extending his hand to take the luggage from Gu Yan. When he was done, he introduced himself softly. "Hello, I'm Fang Ye Cheng." Gu Yan looked up at him. It was a scorching summer day filled with the constant clamour of noise, but when she saw him, Gu Yan felt as if the space had suddenly become quiet, time had stopped and all things had paused. In her eyes at that moment, there was only his handsome face and captivating smile. She extended her hand to shake Fang Ye Cheng's, feeling the warmth radiating from him. In that instant, she suddenly hoped this hand would forever hold hers, walking side by side with her, to the ends of the earth. And then, "Ye Cheng, I want to go home." "Ye Cheng, buy me that, please." "Ye Cheng, can you take me to school tomorrow? My classmates want to meet you." "Ye Cheng, how can we go to the movies today? You don't think at all." "Ye Cheng." Gu Yan awoke with a start after a few hundred shouts of "Ye Cheng," opening her eyes to realize it had all been a dream. The hot summer, the smiling face, the warm handshake of Ye Cheng. Unable to fall back asleep, Gu Yan stared at the ceiling for a long time, then gently sat up, lost in thought about the images from her dream. The night was cold. She shivered and pulled the blanket over her body. As soon as she lay down, she was immediately enveloped in a warm embrace. Gu Yan finally returned to reality. She was slightly startled by Liang Fei Fan's sudden assault, but by the time her body felt a tingling and throbbing sensation in her lower body, it was already too late. Her skin was stimulated by his hot, wet kisses. She couldn't help but moan softly, "It hurts, Fei Fan." Hearing Gu Yan's soft moans, Fei Fan felt his blood heat up even more. He twisted his body and ground his teeth, saying, "You truly are a little vixen." Finally, he could no longer restrain himself and savagely entered her body with increasing speed, despite having been passionate with her just a few hours earlier. When she woke up the next day, Liang Fei Fan was no longer in the room. She shifted slightly, her lower back aching and a wet feeling between her legs, making her let out a soft groan. Before she could even get out of bed, she saw the young maid standing nervously at the door with a bathrobe. "Miss Yang, the master said to tell you when you woke up that there's a party today. You should get up and get ready soon." "A party?" She frowned. How exhausting. Liang Fei Fang truly was a jerk. He forced her so much last night, and now he was making her go to a party. "I'm not going." "But..." The girl looked like she was about to cry. "Young Master Rong just sent someone to rush us again." Not to mention, Rong Yan had personally called 3 more times. The only reason she was standing there waiting for Miss Yan to wake up was that no one dared to wake her. Gu Yan frowned, then turned and flopped back onto the soft mattress, saying happily, "Then tell young Master Rong that this young lady is still very tired." Liang Fei Fan held a wine glass, leaning back on the sofa, his fingers rubbing the rim of the glass. This was his habit whenever he was losing his patience. Rong Yan hurried to flatter him. "Big brother, I've already sent people to rush her. Big sister-in-law will probably be here soon. How about we just start the opening ceremony?"
Liang Fei Fan glanced at his subordinate, then slowly closed his eyes again without saying a word. The dim lights cast a faint shadow of his handsome figure on the wall, along with a cold and dignified aura. The brothers standing around him all felt tense, sweating profusely. The celebration party for the founding of Fei Entertainment Company couldn't start just because they were waiting for one woman. This was truly a loss of face for the brothers, and it would soon become a joke for the other gang leaders.
In his heart, Rongyan couldn't help but feel annoyed. This girl was truly something else, treating his brothers and him with such disrespect. "Come on in, Sister Yan." Shin Songba broke the silence. It was indeed Gu Yan who appeared at the door. She walked leisurely into the room behind a waiter. Today her hair was styled up, she wore no jewellery, and she was dressed in a complex, multi-layered black princess-style dress that reached her knees. Everyone couldn't help but marvel at her delicate and elegant appearance. Her face was almost without makeup, but under the light she still looked incredibly charming and captivating. Liang Feifan quickly stood up and walked over to Gu Yan, pulling her into his arms to shield her from the prying eyes that were fixed on her. Then he waved his hand. "Let's begin." After a few rounds of drinks, Li Weiran smiled and brought a glass of wine to Gu Yan. "Little Yan Yan, you made Big Brother wait for so long today. You deserve to be punished. You deserve to be punished." Gu Yan, nestled in Liang Feifan's arms, didn't even glance at him. "Not a chance." "Oh, come on. It's just a little fruit wine." She looked around and saw that everyone seemed resentful. She guessed they were all feeling injustice on behalf of their big brother. They probably thought she was disrespecting their big brother, right? But why didn't they look at their own big brother? He had tormented her all night and only let her sleep for a few hours before waking her up for a party, making her legs feel weak even now. She was still full of resentment, let alone willing to be punished. "I don't think your big brother wants to punish me with wine. He wants to punish me with something else." She looked up at Liang Feifan with a sweet smile, revealing her crimson lips. "Isn't that right, Feifan?" Looking down at Gu Yan's sparkling, loving eyes, Liang Feifan felt his mind go dizzy and his blood heated up again. He couldn't resist bending down to kiss her lips in a long kiss. When he was done, he said happily, "I've finished the punishment. It's your turn now." Gu Yan stood up and looked at Li Weiran. "What did you say I should do just now?" "Oh, Sister Yan." Li Weiran saw that the situation was not looking good, so he quickly changed his tune. "Big brother, be my witness. I just misspoke for a moment." Having just been rewarded with a kiss from the beauty, Liang Feifan was feeling very happy. He simply blinked and hugged Gu Yan, smiling at his subordinates as if he wouldn't hold a grudge. Rongyan and Chen Wubei, standing right next to Li Weiran, teased him. "Fifth brother, don't disappoint us. Go for it." Li Weiran struggled desperately to escape from his two brothers, who were trying to play a trick on him. Suddenly, a woman's voice echoed. "It's so lively here." "Ah, Sister Mingju, save me!" Li Weiran shouted. Mingju was graceful in a light pink long dress, her face skillfully made up, drawing all eyes to her. "Weiran, how is it you, of all people? Don't you know the instigator always gets shot first? Look, Rong-er and Chen San aren't in any trouble, are they?" "Sister?" Gu Yan respectfully greeted her. Gu Mingzhu nodded slightly, acknowledging her sister's greeting. She glanced at her younger sister, who was currently snuggled in Liang Feifan's arms, and then sat down. "Mr. Liang, congratulations." "Thank you." Liang Feifan felt Gu Mingju was being a little too formal, so he frowned slightly before smiling and returning the courtesy. Gu Yan silently leaned against the window, waiting to watch the fireworks show. She was still waiting to talk to her sister privately to ask if Gu Mingju could take her home to see their father tomorrow. Was her sister too busy to take her home? Or maybe their father didn't want to see her. "What are you thinking about?" Ji Nan asked, rubbing her head. "I'm thinking about what I'll do when I go to the company tomorrow, Mr. Ji," she answered nonchalantly. Gu Yan had been working at Ji Nan's company for a long time, but her attendance was erratic. Some days she would come in late, others she would leave early, and sometimes she would feel inspired to take a few weeks off. Everyone at the company gossiped that she was Ji Nan's mistress. Gu Yan was furious when she heard this. so she pulled all the internal surveillance tapes to find the loudmouths who spread the rumour, and then made Jinan punish them severely. That incident caused a huge stir in the company. Jinan's reputation was seriously damaged as a result, while Rongyan and a few other brothers were secretly pleased with his misfortune and rushed to watch the show. Jinan had repeatedly humbled himself to beg his big brother to open a separate company for her so she could do whatever she wanted, but the second Miss Gu was stubbornly refusing. "Fourth brother Ji, I miss my father so much." Jinan sighed softly. "If you miss him, then go and see him." Gu Yan curled her lips and said nothing, her expression becoming somber.